righty. Step right up. Step right up. Hey, what's going on, my friends?
I'm stuffed. Still stuffed.
Still stuffed from Thanksgiving?
Second day stuffed.
Oh, is this leftovers stuffed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's better, Britt, leftovers or the meal on the day?
So we had this conversation this morning, and I think they are equally good but different. I literally ate till I almost puked on the day, and then I ate everything left over this morning that was left over, and all I have left is this, which I'll be eating during the show.
Now, wait a minute. You and I were playing some video games just a little, well, not some, a video game for about 3 hours or 4 hours.
Yeah, for some hours.
And you were eating in my ear the whole time.
I was not.
You were chewing in my ear the whole time with that microphone.
Not.
I heard something.
You were way too sensitive.
I heard something.
Way too sensitive. What you heard was this.
You know, the beautiful thing about that, I think that serving size that you just consumed is only like 15 calories. I think
so.
I think it's mostly air, so it's actually a good low-cal treat.
You are so damn smart.
You don't think I've looked at the label? Do you think I was Do you think I was guessing? I've actually looked at the label.
Yeah.
I've tried to convince myself it's a healthy snack.
It is. And when you're doing 4 hours straight of gaming at 50 years old, you got to have something to keep up with these damn kids.
These damn kids.
JV and I have been getting our frustrations out on video gaming, which means me getting killed a lot and JV reviving me. But literally, last night, I told my girlfriend, JV just texted, it might have been the night before, I don't know which. Anyway, we always said, killing time? And I said, but I'm watching this, and she goes, no, go play with your friend. It'll be okay. And then I get this text. It's midnight. She's like, 4 hours you've been in there? And then we did another 4 hours a day.
And just so we're clear, when it's midnight for Britt and you too, Voldo, it's 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah, but you go to bed at 4 a.m. and get up at noon. Yeah.
BBB on YouTube has no picture, sound only. Is that true? I see picture.
No, I see
picture.
I see picture, TJ Sunflower. Maybe you want to refresh, do something. But I definitely see picture on YouTube as well. Something going on there.
Honestly, Sunflower, it's better just to listen to us. And not
we've got 3 faces for radio right here. I'm telling you a lot much. By the way, I was just going to say we've got a Valdo Civil War general thing happening here.
It's going back.
What do you think we're going to end up with here when this is all said and done?
No, I don't think. I think it's gone sooner than
Oh,
later.
Really?
It's been 2 weeks. That's basically it. And so it's a couple of days off.
Why do you gotta shave it?
Not feeling it this time, or?
I don't know. It gets so annoying. It really. So
the
my
wife won't
hair
kiss
has
you anymore.
the tendency to get a half an inch long and then curl back.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're poking yourself constantly.
And nobody likes to poke themselves
everywhere in your face. Right, all at once.
Until it gets to a certain length, and then it's good, right?
That's the point. You have to survive that 6 week period in the middle, where it's just annoying you.
Yeah. Right.
Quaaludes will help a lot.
Yeah, Quaaludes help you. How do I make this thing work? So hold on, let me see something here.
Yeah, what is all this shit that's popping up on the screen? It's
pretty cool.
There you go. You guys shrink.
There. Okay. All right. So there it goes.
So if I type something totally dirty in chat, it'll show up
to 200 characters.
It's gonna be fun.
It won't show up 200 characters as we have seen. It'll show this many.
I don't know, because between Phoebe, Stephanie, and a couple of the other girls, they have some really raunchy communications.
If it gets a little out of control, I've got the kill switch right here.
I mean, they were talking about things that vibrate last week or 2 weeks ago. Might have been last week. Sounds about a bunny.
Have you guys been paying attention to this at all?
What the hell?
I mean, talk about your Thanksgiving.
I know.
So I'm trying to envision the director with all these 70, 80 people sitting in this theater, and he's going, okay, so we have to over-exaggerate. So all these old people who are probably respectable moms and dads walk, and way back then, I mean, hat, dress nice, and this director's going, I need you to rub your teeth and gums with your tongue around in a circle. And then look at, they're overdoing their big eyes, like they're just getting into it. And they're like, ooh, I've never been this dirty with myself before. And
everybody knows that when you roll your tongue around your mouth like that, your eyes just follow suit. It's like the same muscle. You can't separate the two. It's what is something else you do, like with your hands, where if you try to move one muscle, the other one just moves. You can't not do it.
Put your head and rub your stomach at the same time.
Yeah.
That must have been a directive from the assistant director, the AD. Trying to make a point. I'm going to really put my stamp on this film. Roll your eyes with your tongue.
Speaking of film, I think it's a good idea that we start our show tonight with a little educational ditty from the Coronet Instructional Films Company from 1950. This is something that's very important, and it's entitled "Am I Trustworthy?" So let's spend a minute learning a little something about being trustworthy, shall we? And can you guys hear the audio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
Works a lot better when you can hear it.
That's true. You know what's crazy? These kids are dead.
Did you ever feel as if you've been
from old
left
age?
out?
Well, let's see. Maybe not. I mean, that's 1950. They could be, 15 years old?
Do a good job if you had a
So
chance.
35, 65 plus 85 years old?
You feel pretty low when you've been left out. That's the way it was with Eddie Johnson.
Eddie Johnson.
Hold on. Back
This
that
is
shit
his
up.
story.
Back that shit up.
How far back?
Just to where they're walking.
Yes.
So then you got to hit play. Okay, so you got two boys and a girl walking home from high school, and the two boys are making googly eyes with the girl to see who's going to win her.
Uh-huh.
And she definitely didn't go with poor Eddie. And is it because he had the funky haircut?
Well,
she thought the hat was cool.
I
So
bet
she went with the other kid.
I was going to comment about Eddie's haircut. It's a real problem. And listen, I feel like I'm talking to Britt's bicep.
Oh shit! Sorry. Well, they can't see. I'm watching.
Oh, that's a good point. They can't see at the moment.
Did you
no
ever
idea what you're
feel as
talking
if
about.
you've been left out?
Look, she just gave him the
That's
kiss
when it
off.
really
Did you see? Look at the
Yeah.
kiss
Oh,
off.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
But no
Eddie.
one understands
Thank you,
that
Eddie.
you do a good
Just
job
go
if you
away
had a
because I'm gonna go
chance.
get boned.
So long, Eddie Johnson. So long, Eddie
You know what the
Johnson.
problem-
Pretty low when you've
You know
been
what it is?
left out.
Eddie's that was
That's the
Johnny
way it
she went
was
out
with
with.
Eddie
And
Johnson.
Johnny is always a lot of fun. Eddie's are not.
All right,
Eddie's get
so
in trouble and
let
go to
me
jail.
let me just ask this question, okay? So you're going to star in an educational film. This is you're a child actor. You're going to star in a film, and this is the haircut that you go with.
Now you can't. If it's a top-rate picture, they gave him that haircut.
So they gave him this haircut. They brought him
gave
into
him that haircut
wardrobe
on
and
purpose.
makeup and whatever.
Yeah.
They sat him down and
Yeah.
said, "Eddie, or whatever your real name is, we're gonna style your hair for you so you look the part." So this is intentional, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying it's intentional.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
Yep.
Let's see.
And this is his story. A story about the importance of trustworthiness.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, look at that calico he's got going in the back of his
Oh, it's
head.
horrible. Look at that. Looks like he just got out of bed.
Well, hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Hello, Dad. What are you doing?
Well, you're kind of late, and Mother was counting on you fixing this lamp.
So, back in the 50s, did kids often come home and fix small appliances? Is that part
I
of the...
assume. I guess. Skills.
Well, yeah, you got to survive back then.
The mother was counting on you coming home to fix this lamp.
Better do it and have it ready.
Okay,
Is anything
but
wrong,
pause.
son?
I think this is the problem here. Pause. Dad is pissed that he has to fix this. He wanted to be outside in his man shed, drinking his whiskey, not listening to the wife bitch at him to fix shit. That's why he had kids, so he could delegate it. And his son is just dropping the ball. So he's giving his son a guilt trip.
Okay, so do you think the dad gave the son a haircut like that just to teach him a lesson? Is that what, like one of those, punitive haircuts?
Yeah.
No, I think Dad's a raging alcoholic, and he did that when he was drunk on whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's actually
What's Dad doing home in the middle of the afternoon without a tie on?
fixing a lamp.
But it's 3:00.
Dad's got a lot
That's
of forehead
true.
there.
Come on, you can trust me with your troubles, can't you, Eddie?
No.
Why does everybody keep talking about trusting people? They elected Bob the treasurer of our club because he was trustworthy. And me? They put me on the cleanup committee. I wouldn't have stolen their money.
He's got a little bit of an attitude here.
He does.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to push a broom. I mean, how?
I think maybe they were trying to send him a message. They were by putting him on the cleanup committee. They kind of wanted him to clean up a little bit, I think.
What's all this about being trustworthy?
Wait a minute. It can't be that bad. Let's start from the beginning. Tell me what happened.
Well, I've been in our hobby
First
club
there was
for about
nothing,
3
okay?
years now.
Did he just say he's been in the hobby club? Isn't
Yes.
being in a club a hobby?
No.
Well, this was a club for the hobbies.
What's about being trustworthy?
Wait a minute.
Let me hear this.
It can't be that bad. Let's start from the beginning. Tell me what happened.
Well, I've been in our hobby club for about 3 years now. And I wanted to be treasurer. I should have been, too. But at our meeting today...
And this is Eddie Johnson's story. The story of a boy who had his heart set on being treasurer of his club.
But just didn't have the hair for it.
Of course, there wasn't any real reason for Eddie to be elected. But like most of us, he just hoped. He hoped someone would nominate him. But whose name do you think they thought of first? Bob West.
Of course they thought
One
of
of
Bob
Eddie's
West
old friends.
first. Of course.
Bob.
Jim Small was nominated too.
Yeah, they use that word.
And Mary Burns.
Jim not so small.
But Eddie? Well, no one even thought to mention Eddie. And you can't nominate yourself, even when you want the job. So before Eddie knew it, the nominations were closed.
Okay, pause.
And when the voting...
he
So
didn't even get
Eddie
to
needs
Oh,
a lesson in
Bob won.
politicking. He should have showed up with some, some
Exactly it.
penny candies.
Yes.
Is it?
And started shilling them out to some of the kids. Say, hey, nominate me. Make sure you vote for me. Hey, here's the little red circle mint with the the white and has the red stripes that
Yeah.
And,
Little peppermint
and then
thing.
for
Yeah.
the little peppermint. That's it, not mint. Peppermint. Eddie needs to learn how to politics, so his father needs to teach him how to start bribing at a younger age and manipulating people's thought process. That's the problem.
Well,
with
the
Eddie.
other thing, it's obvious. Anybody with any political sense knows going into this that Burns and Small are going to split the vote. They're going to split the protest vote. So
Is that true?
Burns and Small definitely going to split the protest vote. So you really just have to work the other side of the room, and you're going to get the majority. I mean, it's pretty.
Right.
Bob West knew what he was doing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, hold on. I think there's a ringer here. Why do you think that? I wish I could see the first names. Which one was the girl? Was it Burns or Small?
It's
It was Burns.
It's Burns. It's Jim
Burns.
Small.
So-
And hang on, I'm going to back this up, see if we can see the names a little better. Oh,
I guess not. Oh man.
Okay.
Whatever the hell.
No,
I'm
Bob's
sorry,
the
but
man.
so
That's just it.
so why do you think that Burns and Small would split the vote? Because you think, well, you know what? Can you back up to the overshot of the class? We got to count all the females to all the males, because all the girls should be voting for the girl.
Really?
I mean, yeah, the solidarity. They got to have that solidarity,
Right.
right? But if you look at it, there's only like three,
Before we
there's
get into this, Valdo, will you pull up the polling data?
Hang on. Oh, I have it. second.
But the thing
ahead,
is,
keep
I
going.
only see 4 girls to 9 guys. It looks like. So, I mean, she's already got a guaranteed 4, but she wasn't able to pick off a few others.
You couldn't do that.
I mean, maybe that's why she went
that
off
was
with Johnny to make sure that Johnny voted for her also.
So she's offering some favors up for votes?
I mean, politicians do that.
That's true, they do. Oh, they're the names.
There we go. Mary Burns.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, let's see how this turns out for whatever his name is, Johnson.
Johnson.
Eddie?
It's Eddie.
Well, no one even thought to mention Eddie. And you can't nominate yourself, even when you want the job. So before Eddie knew it, the nominations were closed. And when the voting was over...
Wait a minute, whoa. What the hell is this creature with the big asshole on the desk?
The nominations were closed.
Whoops. What is that thing? And why is there a great big hole where the ass is? Is that a cat or a pig with a...
I'm going to go with a cat, and it's a plant holder.
Is there...
Like you put a little
So
teeny
plant comes out of the
something.
ass?
Yeah, basically.
Or the tail.
I mean,
if you could grow a fern out of that, it would look like the tail.
It could look like the tail, I suppose.
You know, this could also be it looks like a classroom, so it might be for pencils for the students.
Well, okay. How deep would those pencils go? They'd be a little top heavy. They'd be falling out of that thing. But the whole thing is just weird. You don't take an animal figurine and put a big hole where its ass is to put things in. That's just inappropriate.
Hey,
and when the
maybe
voting was over,
maybe that hole shrinks and expands like a normal asshole, so it holds the pencil
Bob
tight.
had won. They said he was elected because he was so trustworthy. Why should they think of Bob as trustworthy and not Eddie?
Because you could spell his name the same forwards and
I'm not going to do any
backwards.
work in the cleanup committee. Why should they say he's trustworthy, Dad? What's being trustworthy got to do with being a treasurer?
Well, Eddie, a treasurer certainly must be trustworthy. But being trustworthy is pretty important to all of us and almost everything we do. If you think of the things you do every day, I'm sure you'll see the important part that trustworthiness plays in helping us to get along with others.
Oh, my God.
Take school, for example.
Jesus.
We all depend on teachers to fulfill their trust to the parents and all the boys and girls to do a good job of teaching, just as all the boys and girls must keep trust with their teachers to prepare their lessons every day. That's how trustworthiness is important at school.
Is
And
Aunt
what
B
about
the teacher?
trustworthiness with your friends?
No, I'm
You're
serious.
willing to lend something
I am really
when
serious.
you can trust a friend to return it. And your friends trust you to take good care of the things you borrow. Being trustworthy with your friends
Is that Bob
mighty
West?
important. And how
Yes.
about trustworthiness with the different groups of people you meet all
He's going to
around
make a
you?
great
You
accountant.
trust the man in the store to sell you fresh things of good quality
We
and
do
to deal
trust
with everyone honestly and fairly.
Look at Aunt B.
That
She's
helps
giving
us
some
all
sugar in
to
a brown
live
paper
together
bag.
well,
Or is that
doesn't it?
cocaine?
So, trustworthiness with groups is important too. Even in the home, trustworthiness makes
You just lined up.
What was the trustworthiness there with the football play? I guess you have to trust your team. Is that what it is?
I guess you did. I guess.
to get along.
But I've never taken anything that I shouldn't have, or robbed anyone.
Liar.
I'm trustworthy.
Well,
Well, you have a haircut that'll kill a moose,
notice
Eddie.
that people have to show they
Your
can be
voice says
trusted
not
with
trustworthy.
little
Or you're
things
trustworthy.
before they
Your
can be
haircut
trusted
says
with
not.
big things. Just like, well, doing what you say you will.
Like fixing the lamp, for instance.
Yes, fixing a lamp,
Yeah.
for instance.
You know, Dad, come to think of it, Bob is a good choice for treasurer. I can see where he has proved his trustworthiness.
Does he have his
I
union
was
card to be on
just
set fixing
remembering.
stuff? Electrical?
Just remembering.
It's a flashback.
Remembering that Bob shows he can be
Oh,
trusted to
let's
do
see how
little
he
things.
earned this.
You can always be sure, for example, that when he says he'll prepare a class report, he'll stick to it and do a good job, even when it might be more fun to do something else. That's not a very big thing, but it has helped make Bob known for being trustworthy.
Okay, pause.
So
That whole scene
At the
right there.
charge-out desk,
Well, hang on.
Bob
So-
helps out.
So Johnny came up with the two girls to go play ping pong,
Mm-hmm.
and he slipped. What you miss is he slipped Bob a 5 spot to not go,
there.
so that Johnny could have his first threesome.
Oh. Oh, very
Just saying.
astute. Very astute.
ping pong pad.
Regular
That's what's
time.
going on there.
And he always remembers to be on the job when he's supposed to. Well, being on time may seem a little thing, too. But it's another important way to show that you're trustworthy. And everybody knows that Bob has had experience handling money and keeping accounts. People are willing to trust someone who has proved he can do the job.
Yeah, every week he goes down to Main Street and collects his protection money from all the businesses on Main Street.
Keeps it in 2 balanced ledgers.
Yep.
One for tops and one for real.
My beer exploded.
Oh.
Did you just make a mess?
Yes,
And yet,
everywhere.
and you
old
yelled at
beer.
your sister for doing the same thing.
You're absolutely well. This I opened up and it just foamed everywhere. It wasn't shaking or anything. I don't know why I did that. Anyway.
Rookie.
Yes, all these little things have given Bob a reputation for always keeping whatever trust he accepts.
People do trust Bob. He deserved to be treasurer, all right. But how can I learn to be trustworthy, too?
Well, by showing that he could be trusted.
Are they
in
like
little things,
deflecting
Bob was
ships
trusted
in
in
the shore with that lamp?
big things too.
Look how big that thing is.
That is a hell of a bulb.
Isn't it?
That's the 150 watt bulb. It's a 3 watt bulb. It's 50, 75, and 150.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the way.
Hey.
That's what I'm going to do. I guess being trustworthy is pretty.
So is that shadow on the door in the background there? Is that where Mom hung herself?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
That has to
important.
Yes.
And I'm taking that job on the cleanup committee.
Good, it works.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Christ.
Eddie, you did something right finally.
You know,
You're just gonna
I
balance
have a
this.
lot of trusts already. Most of them little, but I never
He's
thought
rifling
of
his
them
dad's
as
pocket.
trusts before. Trusts at school, at home, and I'm gonna make sure I keep them.
Being trustworthy includes a lot. From now on, Eddie is going to keep trust by getting to school on time. And he's going to prepare his lessons every day. Those are good ways to be trustworthy at school, aren't they? And think of the trust you have at home. Eddie is going to do a good job when he says he'll help with the work around the house.
Call that
And
a
he'll
good
make sure to
job?
take
He's
good
missing
care
all
of
sorts of
the things
spots.
he's responsible for.
And that's all the vacuuming you did?
That's the way to be trustworthy at home, isn't it?
Those books aren't straight.
How about being trustworthy with friends? Well, after this, when Eddie wants...
Well, first of all, you wear a shirt like that, you better trust your friends aren't going to say anything about it. Because
Yeah.
you're done if if you can't trust them to keep that secret.
to borrow something from friends, he's going to be certain they know he'll return it, and he'll take good care of it. That's one way to be trustworthy with your friends.
Yeah, but you're
And
not
what
leaving the
about
room
groups?
with it, so.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Eddie has a trust with the hobby club to do his job. But sometimes cleaning up is much fun. Why not play darts instead?
No, it was laser darts.
No one around, no one would know the difference. The cleaning could be done later.
Clean first.
But what was that Dad said?
Uh-oh.
People have to
Introspective.
show they can be
Reflecting yourself
trusted
like
with little things if they want to be trusted with big ones.
Oh,
He's thinking right now,
That's
little
right.
Bo Peep, Jack and Jill went up the hill, each with a buck and a quarter.
From now on, Eddie
Jill
can be
came down
counted
with
on to
250.
keep his trust with groups. That's the way a good
250.
group keeps going. Each member must keep trust.
Trusts. At home, at school, with friends, with groups.
I am very untrustworthy when it comes to keeping you alive in a video game.
I can vouch for that. And I don't trust you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Hi, Eddie. What do you got there?
chart on trustworthiness with all the things we talked about on it. I've been finding out how important trustworthiness really is. And you know, Dad, you can find it everywhere.
The things you do and...
And look, Dad, here's what
I think Dad forgot his line
means.
there for a
Here's
second.
what you have to do. To be trustworthy, keep your word, play fair, do a good job, and be on time.
How about not capitalize words that don't need to be capitalized?
Very good, Eddie.
That'd be
And you
helpful.
know, Dad, it really works. I've been offered the job at the library desk in our clubroom. That's the job Bob had before he became treasurer.
Working his way up in the world.
Well, that's how Eddie Johnson learned something about
Okay,
trustworthiness.
hold on. Pause.
God.
Is the irony not lost on you that we don't teach this in school anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
This kid is learning basic
Yeah.
economics and jobs and learning how to work, and we don't teach any of this anymore. None of it. And
So
we
would
should.
this have been-
We should
would
get rid
this
of all
have
the other
been-
shit we teach.
See, again, this is before my time. So would this have been shown like in a film projector in class
I assume, yeah, that's exactly what it would have been. Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
high school level?
Probably junior.
All
High.
these people are high school age.
Yeah,
apparently.
maybe junior
No,
high.
no, they're junior high.
Yeah, junior high.
junior high.
But 3
Right when they're
years
starting-
in the hobby club, that's high school, man. There
I
was
mean,
no
maybe,
3-year
maybe Eddie Johnson's. I mean, with that haircut, I would be convinced he's part of the Hitler Youth. I'm not sure.
hobby.
He's a brown shirter.
Yeah, they call it a hobby club, HOBBE, and that's the name of the Gestapo Staden.
Do you always
seriously,
keep your
This will teach these kids more in life than the crap we fucking teach today.
Yeah, I agree.
trusts? Remember, when you show you're trustworthy in little things, you'll be trusted with big things. And that's the way to gain a reputation
And
for
you get a
being
cool stamp.
trustworthy.
Everybody loves to stand.
So there you go.
That's, you know, a lesson to.
And I hope we all learned something from that.
Wow, don't lick your teeth.
Eddie Johnson, bookie.
Oh, poor Eddie Johnson.
Eddie Johnson, the bookie. Yes.
Now, I just want everyone to know that the polling that we did ahead of the election actually had Bob West with 8. So we got that right.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Got
We
it.
did. That's the surprising part of it to me is that we got that right. But we had Jim Smalls with 3 and Mary Burns with 2, and it turned out Jim Smalls had 2 and Mary Burns had
complete
2. Now, that one
reversal there.
person, unfortunately, we do not know who that one person that made that difference was.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it was Eddie because he just seems to be a fuck up in general.
Yeah. Well, I think he was angry about the whole thing, and he was trying to
Wasn't
throw it.
voting for Bob. You knew that.
Yes, definitely not voting for
Because
Bob.
he knew Bob had the lead, right? So that's why we hadn't factored that in to Bob's total.
So, JV,
But
can you interview
we had him
Bob on
closer
your
to
radio
Jim
show?
and Mary.
Yeah, I think we should probably bring Bob West in and talk about his agenda for his term.
Yeah.
You know, okay, trustworthy, be trustworthy.
How do you find these?
Oh, I don't know.
Complete the sentence. Steph, I wish I could get a pic of that, but
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can make this work.
I wanted to complete the sentence. Oh, okay.
Oh, you wanted to complete the sentence for them, but I have some old egg.
then we
I'll leave
get-
it there.
And then we can read it in chat, see how accurate we are. But
Oh, no.
is that I have some old egg farts going on because she ate too much deviled egg? Could that be it?
Well, whatever it is, the answer was
Because old egg farts, like deviled egg farts, are the worst. I mean, like literally, green gas run you out of your house. Bad.
Man.
Green egg farts, yes.
Oh boy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of Redneck Thanksgiving. We're gonna play the game. What was it called anyway?
Yes.
You
You might be a redneck if.
Yeah, you might be a redneck if.
Yes, the game.
And you rotate the tires on your house.
So we have Valdo as a contestant. We've got Britt as a contestant. I'm the game master, having to ask the questions. The cards are here. So we could take 2 more contestants from our chat room.
Yeah, you could.
But they got to call in.
Do we want to do the call-in thing? It might be a little bit too cumbersome for me here.
No. Yeah, because most
it,
importantly, you would have to see the light of to answer the phone. And that's
Well,
tough.
once we get it. But either way, I think we'll take
YouTube
the
chat. That's the closest, right?
closest of.
That's the least laggy.
I'm not sure which is more laggy than the other, but either I think most people are in the YouTube chat, so I'd say we go from there. We'll go there. So I'll let you guys figure out who you want to be contestants.
Ooh.
Who wants to play? That's the more important part.
Ooh.
And remember the rules. We read you might be a redneck if, and then we read 3. I think there were 3 options, and one of them is actually Jeff Foxworthy's answer. And if you get the right one, then you get to do something along the board. I don't even remember. Was there a die involved?
All right, Steph. Yeah, yes, it is. Steph is raising her hand 5 times.
Yep, that is true. She did.
There was a die involved. We had to roll a die for this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how we get around the board.
Right? Yeah.
All right, I have a die.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. So Steph's already going to be a problem. She's saying there are no rules. I think she's just going to do what she wants.
Man. I don't think we can do that with no rules.
Who did we have last time? Marianne. Do we have 3 bros playing this?
Yeah, I think one of them was Joe, the security, because he was working and then he had to leave.
No. Marianne was playing. Did we have?
Yeah, all 3 of us played.
I didn't play.
Sako played.
Sako was here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, you guys got to make some decisions here. I'm waiting for contestants.
I picked mine. I picked Steph.
He said Steph.
But no one else is saying, yeah, Iowa Joe said he played and he won. Because he's got a big brain.
Yeah. That's right. Iowa Joe did win. I do remember that now. Yeah, it's all coming back to me.
Lucky Wiener wants to play. Yeah, let's have Lucky Wiener play.
Okay. All right, so we have Valdo, we've got Britt, we've got Steph, and we've got Amanda, who is Lucky Winner 86.
No, Lucky Wiener.
So, looking at our playing board, yes. Valdo, we know, is the guy with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, that I am.
Britt is the guy in the back in the yellow where we can only see his belly at this point.
It's big belly.
Steph will be the blue grandma character, and Amanda will be the twins. Okay? Does that work?
Testicles using his magic 8-ball.
Does that work? Yep. How do we start this game? I don't remember how this game begins.
You need to roll.
We have to roll?
Yeah, it's
sure.
like move 6 places, and you can step into one of the...
Well, it's not 6 places. It's 6 tires. You got to move 6 tires.
That's right.
Okay. So we start by rolling. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yes.
And you got to go for. So is it we roll to see who goes first?
Oh, you know what? Well, let's start with Lucky Wiener.
All right.
She can go first.
All right. Okay. So we'll start with Amanda, and then we'll go clockwise around the board. So we'll do Amanda, Britt, Steph, Valdo. Okay?
There you go.
All right, here we go.
Steph says, hell no, she ain't grandma.
Okay, so we've got a 3, so that means Amanda. Wait a minute. This isn't right. Oh, yeah, it is.
What's
okay.
not right about
it's just backwards. It's backwards from the camera, so I was a little confused. Looking at the camera view versus looking at it from this angle is a little different.
Oh, that's weird.
You're blaming the camera, are you?
I'm blaming myself, but either way. Okay, so 3. Here we go.
What's a 3 backwards?
E? In fact, in the Twitch stream, I had to write Redneck with 3s for E's because every time I wrote Redneck, they banned it.
Did they really?
Apparently, it's offensive.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's offensive, too.
Okay.
Man.
We are not going to make it another...
Jeff Foxworthy isn't ruining our show. That's... Oh, wait. We're playing Jeff
I don't remember how to play this game, boys. So
really? Okay, so Amanda's got to move 3 spots. See,
Right.
see the umbrella, the fly swatter, the.
Yep.
So we got to get to each room and then answer a question when we get in the room, and if we get it right, we get one of those.
You don't
cards.
answer.
The
You
person
don't do
with
a
all the-
question until you get to the room. No,
Yeah.
no, there was no die. You guys are remembering this wrong. Doesn't it tell you on the card how many spaces to go if you get it right?
I don't know.
No.
Yes.
were rolling a card.
Okay, guys. Thank God I'm here because you guys are writing some. I think you guys were thinking Monopoly or something. It's a completely different game. This
I
one.
might have been drunk that night.
See, if you get it right, you move 6. If you get it wrong, you move 2. See, it's on the card.
Yeah, but last time you used the dice.
No, we did not use a die. No.
I distinctly remember a die.
No. And in fact, I was like, if we used a die, why isn't there a die in the game? I had to pull
You
my.
have to answer the question before you move.
Yes. Okay. We got this
All right,
figured
let's do
out.
that.
Amanda, you are first. Here we go. Your question is, you might be a redneck if you can't visit relatives without A, getting mud on your tires, B, getting into a fight, C, a security escort. You might be a redneck if you can't visit relatives without getting mud on your tires, getting into a fight, a security escort.
Huh.
It's a really good question.
Well, but the thing is, rednecks do fight with their families. They
Yes.
mostly live out in the sticks where you're going to get mud on your tires, which is the best part of being
Yes.
a redneck is mudding. And what was the other one? Security escort?
Security escort.
Nah, if you brought a security escort, someone from outside the family, you don't bring in strangers.
That's a sign of some kind of
So-
money too.
That's true.
Yeah, and then they would rob both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got every answer has been covered, A, B, and C, and all 3. But Amanda, lucky winner, says the answer is A. And the correct answer is you might be a redneck if you can't visit relatives without A, getting mud on your tires. Amanda, you get to move
There it
six
Yep.
spaces, Amanda.
6 spaces. Now you have to move it 4 because there's like no
Yes,
time.
I
to
will decide.
Wait to do that.
She has to stop
So-
there, right? Isn't that how it worked?
Yep.
When you
Yes,
get the
that is
card?
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who?
So
Britt?
what is that? The liquor store?
I don't know. She got the recliner.
Sweet.
Got the recliner. All right, Britt, you're up. You ready?
See.
All right. You might be a redneck if blank won't get in the car with you. And the blanks are, you might be a redneck if your mom won't get in the car with you. You might be a redneck if stuntmen won't get in a car with you. You might be a redneck if hitchhikers won't get in a car with you.
So mom's already a redneck because she raised a redneck, so she would definitely get in the car. What was the second one?
Second one was
Stuntmen.
stuntmen.
Stuntmen love to live on the edge and jump cars and do crazy shit and set themselves on fire. They are so redneck. They would definitely get in the car. So I'm going to think some little hitchhiker, I don't know why they're little, but just going down the road with the thumb out and you pull up in your big truck with mud on the tires and a flaming smoke coming out of the back. I'm thinking a hitchhiker would not get in that car with
So Britt says it's C, hitchhiker. The answer is you might be a redneck if a hitchhiker won't get in the car with you. Nice job. You get to
There
move
you go.
6.
Move me wherever you want, JV. Just move me good. But not there.
And you got yourself some jerky. Jerky. Here's our game board.
I was eating jerky earlier and you were yelling at me.
I was not happy about that. Oh, we got Rocco. All right, Valdo. Who's next? Steph's next, right? Somebody confirming for me?
Steph? Yeah.
Steph is next. All right, here we go.
Hey, what happened to Rocco?
Steph, you might be a redneck if your hobbies require A, dogs and a lantern, B, a still, or C, a defense attorney. You might be a redneck if your hobbies require dogs and a lantern. You might be a redneck if your hobbies require a still. You might be a redneck if your hobbies require a defense attorney.
There's not all of the above.
There is no all of the above, but they're all good answers. They're definitely all good answers.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
What does Steph say?
I was just say the Russian guy showed up, but my Stream Deck doesn't work.
Oh.
Because I'm not going through XSplit.
You're changing everything. You're not using your mic. You're not using your headphones. You're not using your mixing board. You're not using anything. I don't know what's going on over there. We need an intervention.
Simplifying my life. But no, the Stream Deck's down because I can't get logged into my fucking XSplit because it wants two-party authenticity, and I've downloaded Google.
That's even worse.
Google's thing. I've downloaded what they recommend, and nothing. It won't read it. It won't take it. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Oh man,
it's very frustrating.
All right, so Steph, you might be a redneck if your hobbies require dogs and a lantern, or you might be a redneck if your hobbies require a still, or you might be a redneck if your hobbies require a defense attorney. Is it A, B, or C, Steph?
She went with B, but let's think about that. A still is not a hobby. That's a job to a redneck.
No, but your hobbies require the still. So maybe your hobbies are drinking and shooting traffic sign or road signs. Or maybe your hobby is, drinking and, calling the SPCA. I don't know.
Right.
But the drinking part requires the still.
Right, but the still is the job because you're making the hoochie to sell to make your money. Lawyer is not a hobby because that's because you got in trouble cooking the still and you got caught with it. The hobby would be hunting and lanterns. Steph,
what is I just want you to confirm your answer for us. Confirm your answer, please. So we know what the answer is, because this is high stakes, this game. I don't want to take anything for granted.
No, I think Steph says B.
B for sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Steph says you might be a redneck if your hobbies require a still. The answer is you might be a redneck if your hobbies require dogs and a lantern. So, Steph, you get to move 3. I'm going to move 4 you.
I know my shit. I am a redneck at heart.
Far redneckier than just a still.
But it's not about being redneckier. The still is the job.
Okay, Valdo, you ready? It's your turn.
Stealing livestock at night, right? I mean, that's what that means.
All right, Valdo.
Which is far redneckier.
Valdo, you might be a redneck if your landscaping includes corn and squash, or you might be a redneck if your landscaping includes big rocks, or you might be a redneck if your landscaping includes tarps. Corn and squash, big rocks, or tarps.
Nope. Yes.
Well, I do. I'm pretty confident of what I'm going to answer right away. But I'll give the room a chance too.
Let's see. What do we have? What's the room saying here?
Look, that's those tarps and ganja. That's what you need the tarps for. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm going with tarps. I think tarps makes a lot of sense.
I think tarps makes a tremendous amount of sense. But Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if your landscaping includes corn and squash. We move you 3, Valdo. 3 big spaces in pursuit of the victory.
Oh, just go out and into the flea market there. Out into the flea market.
I think you need one more to go in, right?
No, the first one I could go in.
Huh?
To go back one.
Oh.
There's no pointing in back one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. See? In.
It was,
Give me a TV.
You want a TV?
Give me a TV. I want the TV.
I want TV, but not with tape on it.
Okay, so it's Amanda's turn again, right? We got to try to make this game move a little more smoothly.
Back around.
Okay, Amanda, here we go. You might be a redneck if you've ever worn curlers and a bathrobe to AA, or you might be a redneck if you've ever worn curlers and a bathrobe to a PTA meeting, Or you might be a redneck if you've ever worn curlers and a bathrobe to a job interview.
Oh,
Where would a redneck wear curlers and a bathrobe to?
Did we not have this question last time?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
You think we did?
I think we might have.
But then again, you remembered me using a die in the game too.
That's right. I do not remember the answer. And as we have clarified earlier, I was pretty drunk.
And I just noticed that Lucky Wiener said, "LOL, be right back."
Oh no!
What?
So she may be AFK.
We can't have contestants leaving the game.
Oh God!
If that's the case, we move on to the next contestant with the question.
We will move on.
All right.
Yep.
So that would be Britt. Britt,
you have that.
you might be a redneck if you've ever worn curlers and a bathrobe to AA, a PTA meeting, or a job interview. What do you think, Britt?
Well, I want to think that a redneck would be smart enough not to wear that to a job interview, so I'm going to eliminate that. I don't know. I could totally see. I mean, going to an AA meeting, you're already jacked up. I mean, maybe you could, but you're trying to impress them. I'm going to say you're pissed off. Johnny just got suspended from school. You're getting ready for work, and you don't have time to change, so you go marching down there, and I'm going to go with going to school. PTA meeting.
PTA meeting? Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you've ever worn curlers and a bathrobe to a PTA meeting. Britt Griffith.
There we go.
You get to move 4.
Gosh, that's...
Move me wherever. Okay, she's back. Lucky Wiener is back.
Okay, Lucky, you can get the next question.
All right, so Britt has himself 2 placards there. Okay, we're going to go to Amanda, back to Amanda. Is that what you said? Okay. Yep. Amanda, here you go. You have to take the entire day off. You might be a redneck if you have to take the entire day off work to get a haircut, or you might be a redneck if you have to take the entire day off of work to get your teeth cleaned, or you might be a redneck if you have to take the entire day off of work to get deloused. Which of those 3? A haircut, your teeth cleaned, deloused. This is Amanda.
What is the method, the current method for delousing?
Lie?
No.
I'm sure there's something more specific.
There's no powder or...
Yeah, lie powder.
It's got to be a powder.
Ugh.
All I know is Hogan's Heroes, they always talk about the delousing station, so.
Yeah, that's it. They get stripped down and spray it with whatever, DDT.
All right, so you might be a redneck if you have to take the entire day off of work to get a haircut, your teeth cleaned, or deloused. Has Amanda? No, Amanda has not replied yet, or not answered yet.
No. B, says Lucky.
Amanda said B?
Yes.
Which would be your teeth cleaned. Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you have to take the entire day off of work to get your teeth cleaned. You get to move yourself 4. Actually, I move for you 4 spaces.
Wow. Oh, she's got to pick up something. Let's see. 1, 2. She can go into the market. Oh, no, wait. You're over there. Sorry. Yes. Fly swatter.
Yeah, I'm confused because she's after whatever. Okay, so Steph's turn. Here we go.
Yes. Yeah.
All right,
so
Steph.
I was wrong on the lie. The lie you use to decompose bodies faster when you're burying them in a shallow grave.
Thank you, Britt.
Yes.
Here we go, Steph. You might be a redneck if every job you've had ended badly, or you might be a redneck if every job you've had paid daily, or you might be a redneck if every job you've had paid in cash.
I thought it would be every job you've had involved hairnets.
That's a good one, too. That's a very good one. Steph, you might be a redneck if every job you've had ended badly, paid daily, paid in cash. Mm-hmm. Which one would it be?
Now, are strippers only paid in cash?
Nope.
I think with Square, they could probably take cards and probably Apple Pay and
But they aren't paid
they do.
by the.
paid by the
Yes,
what?
they do get a minimum wage, and they do
They
get
get a
check.
minimum wage, and then tips
Yeah,
are
and
just
if
on top of it.
Yeah, and then if they work for a really good place, sometimes they have health insurance and retirement packages.
Oh, that's nice.
Just saying.
It's a good career
I don't know why I
strategy.
know that.
Okay, so Steph's answer is daily. You get paid. All right, so the answer, according to Jeff
Cash.
Foxworthy, is you might be a redneck if every job you've had paid daily.
Oh,
Steph gets to move 6.
Nice.
We'll move Steph 6. Didn't we say last time we played this game, I needed someone to move the pieces for me so I don't have to keep turning around and doing all this?
you know,
That would be a
if we could
producer.
hire a producer. That producer's hand would be in this scene. Yeah, boy. It's a dog. It's a dog with 2 front teeth. Look at that
Okay,
dog.
all right. Who's next? Whose turn is it? Is it Valdo's turn?
Goofy looking dog.
Valdo, you might be a redneck if more than one person at your class reunion was on a weekend pass. You might be a redneck if more than one person at your class reunion was toothless. Or you might be a redneck if more than one person at your class reunion was still in school.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious, actually.
It's all of them. It's obviously all of them. This is one of those where there's no bad answer.
That's true.
There's nothing you can even kick out right away. That's unfair. Let's see.
You might be a redneck if more than one person at your class reunion was on a weekend pass, toothless, or still in school.
Still in school. Yeah. The expectation is it's still in school.
I love that answer, still in school. However, Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if more than one person at your class reunion was on a weekend pass.
Yeah.
You get to move one anyway, so...
All right, fine. Now, take me out of this place. Straight. Yep, that's the one. That's the one right there. Boop. There we go.
Okay, Amanda, your turn. Here we go. Amanda, you might be a redneck if your truck can pass over a blank without touching it. So you might be a redneck if your truck can pass over a dead deer without touching it. You might be a redneck if your truck can pass over a 55-gallon drum without touching it. Or you might be a redneck if your truck can pass over a VW Beetle without touching it. Which one of those? Is it dead deer, 55-gallon drum, or VW Beetle? Take a look at our board. People can see the status of the game because it's so apparent when you look as to what's going on.
Some comedian once said about monster truck drivers that they must think, I may have a small pee-pee, but you have to get up to get into my car. And every time I hear a joke about four-wheel drives, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Well, we kind of blazed a trail with this whole thing, Valdo, when we recorded Rebel driving a Nissan years ago.
Which I'm proud of writing those lyrics. I wish I could find that recording. I've got to have it somewhere. That's insane. If that ever shows up, I'll be impressed. Because we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
We worked it out. Wrote a couple of serious verses.
Yes, we did.
Sure is hot here in Dixie. I sweat where the sun shine. I'm learning to deal with the moisture by my talcum at the 5 and dime. That is a song.
Oh, okay. So Amanda answered C. Amanda answered VW Beetle. What Jeff Foxworthy says, you might be a redneck if your truck can pass over a 55-gallon drum without touching it. So, Amanda, you get to move 3.
But that's smaller than a VW Beetle.
Yes.
See, I would think it would want to be bigger than a VW Beetle, but that's okay. That's the logic.
But no, This is legit. I mean, my truck can go over a 55-gallon drum.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I am a redneck. I belong in the country. I do
You
not
have
belong
a
in the city.
raised truck like that?
Yeah.
Britt.
What are we going to
Hey,
do?
city dwellers.
You didn't tell me this before. You're in a far more populous place than I am.
I know, and I don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't belong there.
All right, here we go. This is Britt. Here we go. Britt, you might be a redneck if your neighbors... No. You might be a redneck if all your neighbors have electric fences. You might be a redneck if all your neighbors have watchdogs. You might be a redneck if all your neighbors have restraining orders.
Oh.
Well, all three do fit. But
Move your mic a little closer to your mouth, Britt.
then you got to yell at me for breathing.
I know. Well, don't breathe. Just move your mouth
Don't
closer.
breathe. Easy.
I'm going to say electric fences.
Okay. So Britt says you might be a redneck if all your neighbors have electric fences. Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if all your neighbors have electric fences.
Oh.
There we go.
So we get to move Britt 5 spaces.
All right. So now that what I'm getting out of this. Oh, go ahead. Tell him where you want to move.
You can go wherever.
He did.
Yep.
What? 3. Good Lord.
And Britt is a commanding 3, what do you call it? Tile lead. Okay, who's next? Steph is next, right?
Yep.
All right, Steph. Here we go. You might be a redneck if you think heaven looks a lot like Dollywood, or you might be a redneck if you think heaven looks a lot like Daytona Beach, Florida, or you might be a redneck if you think heaven looks a lot like the set of The Price is Right. Wow, this is a toughie.
Now, these have started to get really blurry as to what's low, middle, high here.
Uh-huh.
You know, 'cause it seems like they're not going for the extremes. It's like they're going for whatever that second level is, not the entry level redneckery, and not the this is really, really extreme. There's no way anybody would do this. It's kind of there's this midpoint, but this one doesn't seem to have one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Whose turn was this?
Dollywood.
Waldo.
It's no.
No.
It's before me.
Steph?
Yeah.
It's Steph's turn. Okay.
Oh, Steph's turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steph, you might be a redneck if you think heaven looks a lot like Dollywood or Daytona Beach, Florida, or the set of The Price is Right. Which one would that be?
All right. I know what I'd say. Very interesting.
You're thinking the beach or The Price is Right. Okay.
Okay.
But you got to pick one.
Yep.
Would your normal redneck know what Daytona Beach looked like?
Well,
Other than NASCAR.
I was just going to say it's a big NASCAR spot.
That is true.
But they all watch The Price is Right and dream of picking off of the set of what they would buy.
Yeah. Okay, so Steph is going with the beach. So Jeff Foxworthy says, you might be a redneck if you think heaven looks a lot like Daytona Beach, Florida. 4 spaces. What? Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Again, this game escapes me. The conceptualness of who is a redneck. I'm lost. It's confusing.
All right, Valdo, here's your redemption.
Right.
That's because you're a city boy, Valdo.
I am.
Yeah.
I am now.
Okay, Valdo, you might be a redneck if and I actually think you've done this. You might be a redneck if you've ever belched into a karaoke machine. You might be a redneck if you've ever belched into a drive-through microphone, or you might be a redneck if you've ever belched into a stranger's apartment intercom. Maybe you've done all of those, Valdo.
Oh my God.
I'm so doing one of the 3 of them like really soon.
You might be a redneck if you've ever belched into a karaoke machine, drive-through microphone, or stranger's apartment intercom.
All right. Yeah. This is it seems obvious to me.
Yes, it might.
No, I'm looking for any sort of
Guidance
agreement online. Yeah, they're no one's answered anything.
Well, how many? How many rednecks would be in a place where they would have intercoms?
Correct.
So you kind of rule that one out a little bit.
Correct.
You know, Brett, you understand this isn't like some type of scientific study of rednecks. This is Jeff Foxworthy's jokes.
It's logical.
Jeff Foxworthy grew up a redneck, and his jokes are drawn from true rednecks.
Yes, but also they're funny. He didn't do all those things. He created a shtick, and he's gone with it. A lot of it's just funny. I'm just saying, logic is a good place to start, but it's not necessarily all about logic.
But I like where he's going. He's using the same logic that I used. So go ahead. What else, Brett?
Yeah.
So there's 2 left.
So a lot of rednecks work at fast food.
Yeah.
So they would belch into the microphone. Or are you thinking at the drive-through, they're belching back at the person
Either way,
inside?
as the employee or as the person ordering.
Yeah. And what was the other belching?
Karaoke machine. There was karaoke machine, drive-through microphone, and stranger's apartment intercom.
I could be totally wrong here, but I'm going with I would go with the drive-through.
I'm
intercom thing.
With Brit. Actually, that was what I was going with.
So you're going with drive-through?
Yes.
Jeff Foxworthy, in his very unscientific joke creation, says, you might be a redneck if you've ever belched into a karaoke machine. Karaoke machine. You get to move 2, Valdo. We got 2 for you.
What would that sound like, JV?
I can go into that. Just go 1, 2, right into the satellite dish. Yep, that's me. 1, 2, in.
Okay. Who's next?
I'll be there.
We go to Amanda? Is it Amanda next?
Yes. That would be Lucky Wiener to you.
Okay. Lucky Wiener, according to Britt. Here we go. You might be a redneck if the highlight of your parties is when you do the underarm fart noise thing. Or you might be a redneck if the highlight of your parties is when you flip out your false teeth. Or you might be a redneck if the highlight of your parties is when you tap the keg with one hand.
Whoa. That would be...
Which one is this? Which is the highlight? When you do the underarm fart noise thing? When you flip out your false teeth? Or when you tap the keg with one hand?
Have you ever tapped a keg with one hand, JV?
No, I never have.
Have you ever tapped a keg?
Yes, I have.
I've never tapped a keg in my life.
Really?
I've blown up a few kegs in my life.
Yeah, but blatantly unsuccessfully many times.
It's a tricky little business. It's a tricky business.
Is it?
Yes.
Tapping a keg?
Was it in our firm to tap it? So tapping a keg is difficult?
It's getting the pressure right.
There's different ways to do it, and some are easier than others.
And what was the other one?
Just mechanically.
The other
answers? Oh, it's if you do that underarm fart noise thing, you flip out your false teeth, or you tap the keg with one hand.
Well, rednecks can't afford false teeth for the most part.
But we've proven doing that. Doesn't exist in this
I know,
world.
but they love doing the fart noises. Yeah. And if you can do the underarm fart national anthem, you are a redneck.
Can anybody
god.
do that? So can you still do the underarm fart noise thing?
I don't know. I haven't tried it since I was a
I can't get my hand up my shirt to try.
Yeah, that's I'm so old now. It kind of hurts to
Valdo's going to give it a shot. Listen.
Nope.
It's because you got hair. You got hair there. It's the whole principle that JV was going with the hairy asshole. You don't have loud farts if you have hair there.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Because the skin doesn't stick together. But if you shave your ass, apparently, you sound like a bugle.
Okay, so Amanda is answering. You might be a redneck if the highlight of your parties is when you do that underarm fart noise thing. And I can see how that would be the highlight of any party.
If you're any good.
I mean, if you can actually do it, it's pretty impressive to begin with. The answer is you might be a redneck if the highlight of your parties is when you flip out your false teeth. Amanda, we get to move you one.
But how do you... But rednecks can't afford false teeth, but they all got armpits. Well, most of them.
The logical thing.
Some of them might lose their arms, in tragic tractor accidents.
Oh,
some kind of reaching in to get some cotton, and the combine catches your arm and rips it right off. My grandpa.
All right, so Brett, you're next. Here we go, Mr. Logic, redneck man. You might be a redneck if your basketball hoop is a bucket. You might be a redneck if your basketball hoop is a laundry basket. You might be a redneck if your basketball hoop is a fishing net.
Oh, man.
I see.
Fishing net or laundry basket.
There's no
buckets too common. I've seen the buckets in the inner cities too, so that wouldn't make a good redneck joke because everybody's used a bucket as a hoop. But I'm gonna go with laundry basket is good because I've seen that a lot actually. But it could also be a fishing net because they love to fish and hunt.
Watch him work out this puzzle.
He's really
good. I think I'm gonna go with laundry basket because a fishing net's kind of expensive, and the laundry basket is mom's, and you don't really care about that.
Forget what the hell he's saying. Look at the fan in the background. Look at the red Solo cup to his right. What the hell is in that red Solo cup? Why he's got a Clint Eastwood poster on the wall?
Everybody needs one.
He's got 3 different sized file cabinets.
Hey,
what?
That's not just a Clint Eastwood poster. That is a velvet Clint Eastwood poster. I'll have you know.
Okay, so you said
my velvet Jesus.
You said laundry basket.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay, so you might be a redneck if your basketball hoop is a laundry basket. That's what Britt gave us.
There it is.
And the answer is you might be a redneck if your basketball hoop is a fishing net.
I just don't. I don't see a redneck damaging their fishing net for that because it's too important a tool.
It's a good point. You've got you get to move one, Britt. We're going to move your you one.
Well, wherever. Just do your thing.
He's got to get out of there, doesn't he? Yeah. Wherever he's going next.
He already has jerky.
Well, he needs to go over to the that's exactly the side he needs to go out. There you go.
Okay, whose turn is it now? Is it Steph?
Like
Yep.
I'm confused. All right, Steph, here we go. You might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has cup holders, or you might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has a Hemi, or you might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower is on blocks.
Oh, my God. One of the last two.
Steph, you might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has cup holders, has a Hemi, or is on blocks.
So the question is, which one's this one? Is the Hemi the extreme and the blocks is the norm? Or is the blocks the extreme? So blocks, you see that in that, Hemi is the extreme. So I'm saying blocks.
Yeah, because actually a lot of lawnmowers nowadays, riding lawnmowers, do already come with cup holders, even in the city.
That's the thing.
Just saying.
Oh,
the teeth.
Oh,
so I'm just going to point out an observation. We were all the way up to 9 watchers in Twitch, and now we're down to 4. Since we've been playing this game.
Well,
yeah.
But there's 20 people on Facebook or on YouTube. So we're that's where they went.
You might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has cup holders, has a Hemi, or is on blocks. What say you, Steph? Steph said Hemi. Steph says you might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has a Hemi.
Now, this is possible because lawnmower racing is actually really big.
No, that is true.
In the South and whatnot. And one of the requirements of lawnmower racing is it has to be able to cut grass. So no matter what you do to it, it has to spin that blade. Now, when they race, they take the blade off, but you have to prove that it can cut grass.
Very nice.
I love that the number one sponsor of those races is a fuel stabilizer company.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
All right, well, Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if your riding lawnmower has cup holders.
Wow.
Steph, you get to move 3. You get to move 3 anyway.
Although remember, he wrote these jokes a long time ago. I mean, the advancement in plastics and comforts, creature comforts.
Very possible that that's what it is. It's just a generational problem.
Could be.
All right. Is it Valdo? Is that next?
Yep.
Okay. Valdo, you might be a redneck if you had a blank when your wedding pictures were taken. So you might be a redneck if you had a black eye when your wedding pictures were taken. You might be a redneck if you had a hangover when your wedding pictures were taken. Or you might be a redneck if you had a toothpick in your mouth when your wedding pictures were taken.
I would say the hangover cuts across multiple genres, so that wouldn't be specific to rednecks.
Spell that word for us, Britt. Spell that word for us. Yeah, spell that.
Genre?
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue.
Give it a shot.
Genre?
Give it a shot.
Is it kind of like Jesus but Jesus?
Just give it a shot. Go ahead.
I have no idea. I don't even know genre. It's a J-A-U genre.
Yeah.
Probably something like G-H-A.
Yeah.
Close.
Like I have no idea. Am I really?
Very close.
Not even close. How do you spell it?
G-E-N-R-E.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I was overthinking it. I was thinking it was like some French word or something.
E-H-D-R-E.
Okay. Valdo, you might be a redneck if you had a black eye when your wedding pictures were taken, or you had a hangover when your wedding pictures were taken, or you had a toothpick in your mouth when your wedding pictures were taken.
Oh man, I was thinking a dip, right? I was doing this.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Assuming that would be, and so the closest thing to that is toothpick. So I have to go with
going with toothpick. Well, Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you had a toothpick in your mouth when your wedding pictures were taken. You get to move 6 spaces.
I still do not claim to understand how he does this. Go in and get me that satellite dish. Yeah, baby. That's it.
All right, Amanda.
Lucky wiener, lucky wiener.
Here we go.
It's your turn.
And Amanda, you might be a redneck if you've ever gotten blank while driving your own vehicle. So you might be a redneck if you've ever gotten lucky while driving your own vehicle. Or you might be a redneck if you've ever gotten car sick while driving your own vehicle. Or you might be a redneck if you've ever gotten carbon monoxide poisoning while driving your own vehicle. So you might be a redneck while driving your own vehicle. You got lucky, car sick, or carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my God. I'm thinking carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
What do you think, Amanda? What do you think? Who's winning this game? It looks like Britt's got 3. Oh, there's tie. Britt and who's in that back corner there? Steph, right?
Steph is grandma.
Oh. Yeah, Amanda. Amanda and Britt tied.
Getting yourself car sick's pretty talented.
Lucky says C.
What'd you say?
Lucky says carbon monoxide.
Okay, so not lucky, not car sick, but carbon monoxide poison. Well, Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you've ever gotten carbon monoxide poisoning while driving your own vehicle. 4 spaces, Amanda. 4 spaces.
That is an appropriate and correct Jeff Foxworthyism. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
What's
That's a
going
lot
on?
of
I'm
movement.
confused.
And Amanda landed on a dumb luck tile. So, Amanda, we can't see you doing this, so we are going to take your word for it that you are doing this, but your dumb luck card says, get up and do a roach stomping dance.
Good one.
Yeah, she's going to get right on that.
Get up and do a roach stomping dance. Now, we know if Britt was playing and we couldn't see Britt, he would be doing this because he's such a Dancer.
He would put some of his dancing.
All right.
videos on.
It is Britt's turn, isn't it?
See.
It is Mr. Yonerson over there's turn. Okay.
Hey. Don't
One.
rat me out.
Did you see that?
I did. All right, Britt, you might be a redneck if the only private club you've ever belonged to is the Subway Sub Club, or you might be a redneck if the only private club you've ever belonged to is the Clean Plate Club, or you might be a redneck if the only club you've ever belonged to is Sam's Club Wholesale Warehouse.
What was the first one?
So it's either Subway Sub Club, the Clean Plate Club, or Sam's Club.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go with B.
You're gonna go with the Clean Plate Club?
Yeah, because they eat everything that's on their plate.
Yeah, they do.
Rednecks like to eat.
They do. Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if the only private club you've ever belonged to is Sam's Club. But you still get to move 2 spaces, Britt.
Oh, wait, that's right. Sam's Club is Walmart. Duh.
Yeah,
I didn't pull that together fast enough. I don't care. Move me wherever.
Oh, you already got that. All right, you're in line for your satellite dish, Britt. Okay, let's see. Steph is next.
Come on, Steph. You can do it.
Okay, Steph. Here we go. You might be a redneck if you know more than one way to catch a garter belt. You might be a redneck if you know more than one way to catch a cold. Or you might be a redneck if you know more than one way to catch an armadillo. You might be a redneck if you know more than one way to catch a garter belt, a cold, or an armadillo.
I've done 2 of those 3 things.
You've done 2 of those 3 things in more than one way?
In more than one way. That's probably true. Yeah.
Everybody's screaming armadillo.
Yes, they are. Whose turn was this? This is Steph's turn, right?
Steph's, yeah.
Yes, and she said armadillo.
So that's your answer? Okay, armadillo. So Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you know more than one way to catch an armadillo.
There it is.
Steph gets to move 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's total sense.
All righty. We have a close game here in the Jeff Foxworthy You Might Be a Redneck game. And it's Valdo's turn.
Neck as we round the last corner.
It's Valdo's turn. Here we go. Ready? You might be a redneck, Valdo, if you've ever put a blank on a prayer list. So you might be a redneck if you've ever put a football team on a prayer list. You might be a redneck if you've ever put a horse on a prayer list. Or you might be a redneck if you've ever put a race car on a prayer list.
Oh. Wow. Football team, horse, race car. All things you can bet on.
Yes.
But they think Daytona is heaven.
Closest thing to redneckery.
Redneckery. Redneckery.
Yeah. Redneckeration. I'm going with race car.
Redneckerdom?
Redneckerdom. But they would own horses, so it would be like a family member being put on a prayer card. That makes sense. But that would probably make too much sense. I'm going with race car.
Race car. Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you've ever put a race car on a prayer list. Valdo gets to move 5. This game is tightening.
Take me out towards whatever that thing is where the old lady is. Yeah, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm ready to go in. Yep. Okay. Right.
Okay, here we go. Top of the round. This is Amanda's. Amanda, you might be a redneck if you take your dog for a walk and come back with 3. You might be a redneck if you take your dog for a walk and you fight over the roadkill, or you might be a redneck if you take your dog for a walk and you both use the tree at the corner. Wow. Tough one. Tough one.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll see him yawn when he does it next time.
Stop.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him on the,
We will see it happen.
right in the middle. All time.
Oh, Amanda, you might be a redneck if you take your dog for a walk and you come back with 3, or you fight over the roadkill, or you both use the tree at the corner.
Ah,
That is pretty funny.
And
I'm going with you both. You both used the tree.
I am not a slow driver, by the way. I'm a cautious driver. Britt, wasn't I riding with you in Colorado and I said, you better slow down, you're going to get a ticket, and like 38 seconds later you got a ticket?
Yeah, pretty much, fucker.
We were coming back from the Stanley or something.
Yep.
And the speed limit there is 75, I think.
Mm-hmm. I like to drive fast.
Jeez. All right. Did Amanda answer anything here? Is she still here with us? I don't see.
She said C cap.
Oh, C. Okay, I got it. All right, so you might be a redneck. Amanda says if you both use the tree at the corner. Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you take your dog for a walk and you both use the tree at the corner.
Yeah.
Amanda gets to move 6.
Well done. I think we're all getting a better feel for this. I really do.
Oh, totally lost volume.
No, just no one's talking.
Volume of what? There's nothing being said. When I have to go turn around and move the pieces, you guys have to talk, or there's not going to be anything said. That's kind of how it works.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think we figured that out.
All right, Britt, here we go. You might be a redneck if you've skipped work to go trap shooting. You might be a redneck if you've skipped work to watch NASCAR on TV. Or you might be a redneck if you've skipped work for a sidewalk sale.
NASCAR, baby. NASCAR.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Final answer. Locking it in.
Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you've skipped work for a sidewalk sale.
Bullshit.
That's what Foxworthy says. But you still get to move 3, my friend. You still get to move 3.
Have to keep
I
thinking
am
of
going
him
to state
saying-
sale shopping tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Brett working his way over to the satellite dish very skillfully. Very nice. Steph, are you ready for your question? You might be a redneck, Steph, if you think blank and blank are 2 of the major food groups. So, you might be a redneck if you think Fritos and Sunny Delight are 2 of the major food groups. You might be a redneck if you think beef jerky and moon pies are 2 of the major food groups. Or you might be a redneck if you think tater tots and Spam are 2 of the major food groups.
Oh, wow. Wow.
This is for you, Steph. You might be a redneck if you think blank and blank are 2 of the major food groups. They would be Fritos and Sunny Delight, beef jerky and moon pies, or tater tots and Spam. Spam, 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 spam.
Bloody Vikings.
Love tater tots, though, especially redneck fondue. You ever have redneck fondue? At Dick's Last Resort, it's tater tots and cheese dipping sauce. Oh, my God, it's so good.
Far out.
Steph is saying C, which is tater tots and Spam. The answer is you might be a redneck if you think beef jerky and moon pies are 2 of the major food groups. You get to move 2, Steph, 2 spaces.
I'm with that. One of my wonderful, famous part-time summer jobs when I was in college is I'd come home and we would go down to the newspaper in my hometown and we would stuff the inserts, which came separate from the newspaper, into the newspaper.
Oh, I remember dropping you off at that job several times.
3 a.m.
Yes.
Right? 2 to 3 a.m.
We've been out all night.
we'd been drunk, right?
Yes.
So I go in and I'm shoving these things in, and one of the things that they had in this old timey small town newspaper was a vending machine that had it was a stuff to eat.
Hold on, we got a hurricane blowing out of Britt's nose right now.
Oh, it's like a nor'easter there. But the soda machine was the old glass bottle one.
Yeah.
Where you'd put it was like a quarter. You'd put a quarter in and you'd get like an 8-ounce.
Are
Coke.
you sure you're not thinking of the soda machine that was in the radio station that was an extra? Because we had the same thing.
It was the same soda machine.
Yeah.
They both had the same.
Oh, okay.
They both had the same one. And so that was I'd get a Coke, an 8-ounce glass bottle of Coke, and a moon pie at 2:00 in the morning.
Nice.
And eat it before the newspaper started rolling off the press. So I love
okay. All right.
Is the single worst thing in the world for you.
Moon pie is?
Single worst thing.
Okay, who's next? That was Steph, right? So it's Valdo?
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we go, that's right. So, Steph, you landed on a dumb luck card. So, Steph, you're going to have to tell the chat room tell the chat room what is truly your most rednecky feature. What is truly your most rednecky feature?
Cleavage?
Is cleavage a rednecky feature?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I like cleavage.
We'll let Steph tell the chat room, and we'll start Valdo's
Go ahead.
thingy dingy here. All right, Valdo, you might be a redneck if you consider your license plate personalized, quote unquote, air quotes, personalized because you put stickers all over it. Or you might be a redneck if you consider your license plate personalized because it has an M and an E in it. Or you might be a redneck if you consider your license plate personalized because your father made it.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think there's no way around that, right? So it has me in it. It has you put stickers all over it. Or your dad made it.
Yeah.
Those are your
nothing more personal than your dad making you a gift while he's on the inside.
Made it for you, right? So how I mean that's how can it be more personalized? Yeah, no, I think it's C.
Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you consider your license plate personalized because your father made it.
Mm-hmm.
Get to move 6.
Yep.
6 big spaces, Valdo.
I am right there on the outside. Get me to the inside and get me whatever that is. What is that in there? No, the one in. Yep, that's the one. No, I've already had that. Or have I? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, boy. I'm over here in this corner, far corner.
Yeah, I think I've been giving Amanda's things to you.
No.
You don't have. How could, you don't have 5?
I've got 2. I should have 3. Way over here in the little yellow shack. Yep, that's me.
All these colors look the same to me here in this light, and it's really hard to tell the difference. The board, it's not really clear. It's not distinct. Okay, that thing brings us to a new round, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay, here we go, Amanda. You might be a redneck if you have a tutu. You might be a redneck if you have a tattoo that says "Born to Bag Groceries." You might be a redneck if you have a tattoo that says Marshall Tucker Band, or you might be a redneck if you have a tattoo that says "Back Off."
And where would that tattoo be?
Well, probably like a tramp stamp.
Right
across the lower back.
That is correct.
You might be a redneck if you have a tattoo that says "Born to Bag Groceries," Marshall Tucker Band, or "Back Off." Which one do you think it is, Amanda? Which is the true Jeff Foxworthyism?
I think it's the band.
I think it's Marshall Tucker Band?
Yeah.
You know, we almost hired a Marshall Tucker tribute band for $500. Then I found out you could get Marshall Tucker for $300.
Is that true?
No. It's a standard band joke.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, Amanda says B. Amanda says Marshall Tucker Band. So Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you have a tattoo that says "Born to Bag Groceries." You still get to move 2, Amanda. You still get to move 2.
Who the fuck would put that on their body? Look at JV's hands. They're so manicured and perfect. No scars on them.
What?
I'm just saying you have great show hands.
I have fat, pudgy hands. Okay. Britt, you might be a redneck if you think a balanced diet means holding an equal amount of food in each hand when you eat.
Yeah.
You might be a redneck if you think a balanced diet means eating any food that has a net weight listed on the box. Or you might be a redneck if you think a balanced diet means starting and ending the day with a Big Mac.
Ooh. Well, considering I was just taking, whipped cream shots, I'm going to go with balanced in both hands. As long as each plate is balanced, I got 2 plates full of food.
That's a balanced diet, isn't it?
That's balanced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you think a balanced diet means starting and ending the day with a Big Mac. You get to move 2 spaces, Britt.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
See, look, they're so manicured. I mean, even the fingernails are shiny. Look perfectly. Oh, he's got the French tip going.
It does.
There's no French. There's no French tip anywhere on my body, especially my fingertips. All right, whose turn is it now?
Just the tip, JV. Just the tip.
All right, Steph, here you go. You might be a redneck if you think light beer comes in clear bottles. You might be a redneck if you think light beer should not be drunk on serious occasions. Or you might be a redneck if you think light beer means your bottle is almost empty.
Wow. Again.
Steph, you might be a redneck if you think light beer comes in clear bottles, should not be drunk on serious occasions, or means your bottle is almost empty. Which is it?
Yes. Woo!
Yes.
Which is it?
Again, I think, yeah. My mind goes 2 different directions with questions like this.
You might be a redneck if you think light beer comes in clear bottles, should not be drunk on serious occasions, or means your bottle is almost empty.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Hey, Lost Boy.
Oh, Steph says C.
C, which means your bottle's almost empty. Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you think beer means your bottle is almost empty. Light beer means your bottle is almost empty. You get to move 4 spaces. Steph?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's that French tip hands. Yes.
Yeah.
But, he doesn't do the queen wave very well, though.
He doesn't do that.
No.
No.
You know what the queen wave is?
No, I know what the queen wave is. Oh, I got you. I know what that is.
What's the queen wave?
That was Steph. Okay, Valdo, here we go. Queen wave.
No, other way. Yeah, there you go. Well, it's more of the back.
All right, thank you, Mr. Queen.
I'm watching The Crown right now, so
I'm
learning a lot about the royalty.
There you go.
All right, Valdo, you might be a redneck if you can't. You might be a redneck if you remember the entire blank, but can't remember your wife's birthday. So you might be a redneck if you remember the entire Miranda rights, but can't remember your wife's birthday. Or you might be a redneck if you remember the entire NASCAR schedule, but can't remember your wife's birthday. Or you might be a redneck if you remember the entire NFL roster, but can't remember your wife's birthday.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is it Miranda rights? Is it NASCAR schedule? Or is it NFL roster? Tough one.
I'm debating between A and B. And I'm only debating A because that's the one that I would think it wouldn't be, and I think that's the problem that I've had, as I've been counting the wrong thing.
What does your gut say, Valdo? What does your gut say?
My gut says the NASCAR duel, though. My gut says B, and that's
NASCAR.
Going with B. Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you remember the entire NASCAR schedule, but can't remember your wife's birthday. You get to move 4 spaces, Valdo.
I need to get into the flipper zone and the fly swatter zone in the middle. However, do I get out there? Yep, I get out. 1, 2. Then bloom, and I'm in. All right.
I think everybody's got 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Close game. All right. Here we go, Amanda. Amanda, you might be a redneck if you get homesick watching blank on TV. All right. So you might be a redneck if you get homesick watching Roseanne on TV. You might be a redneck if you get homesick watching the Jerry Springer Show on TV. Or you might be a redneck if you get homesick watching Cops on TV. Is it Roseanne, the Jerry Springer Show, or Cops? Which of that is going to make the redneck, reveal the redneck to you, to us, of you, with us, together, as one?
Are we? Is it?
Every time I look over at Britt, I see more of his pajama pants.
Oh, I like my pajama pants.
Which I'm actually thankful, because when we were playing games earlier, I said, we got to get ready to do the show. He said, I better put some pants on. I said, well, nobody's going to see it from the waist down. Thank God he put pants on.
Yeah, you're lucky for that.
Oh, because he didn't have them on at all.
All right. Let's see, Amanda. Is it you get homesick watching Roseanne, the Jerry Springer Show, or Cops on TV? Which one is it?
I'm going Roseanne.
That's what I would say too.
Has anybody seen that really weird? I think it's like an online gambling commercial, company commercial, or an app, and it's got like this head that's flying around through the different like pages of the app.
Oh no!
And I think it's John Goodman's head.
Oh wow!
Floating around.
I can't quite figure out if it is or isn't, but I think it's John Goodman's head. Amanda says C. Amanda says Cops.
It could be Cops.
Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you get homesick watching Cops on TV. Nice job, Amanda. You get to move 6. Is that going to give you the final piece?
I remember watching an episode of Cops, and this lady had her teeth knocked down, or punched out, big fat lip from her boyfriend, and the officer was like, "Ma'am, would you like to press charges?" And she goes, "No, I don't." And he's like, "Ma'am, he knocked your teeth down your throat." And she's like, "But I love him."
Oh my God! Let me just ask: are there only 5 cards? Because
there's 6. There's 6.
What is she missing?
I think it's the dog, which is in the same section.
She just got the dog.
Oh, is it the TV that she's in?
She has the TV.
Okay, then I don't know. Fly swatter?
Yes.
Yep.
Beef jerky, yes.
Satellite dish?
No. She does not have the satellite dish yet. Okay.
Satellite dish is the next one.
All right. Britt, you ready? You might be a redneck.
I am.
Britt, you might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is something to do with a timing bell. You might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is where your dirty laundry or where your dirty dishes go.
Oh, dirty laundry.
You might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is a heart murmur. So again, you might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is something to do with a timing belt. You might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is where your dirty dishes go.
I'm going with dirty dishes. Locking it in, Bob.
Locking it in. Boy, you're wasting no time. And the answer is you might be a redneck if you think NSYNC is where your dirty dishes go. 6.
There you go.
Spaces.
Move me wherever, big boy, with those sexy French tipped fingers.
You actually need both from that particular place, so you in and out next time, and you got yourself all 6.
In and out, baby.
Okay.
In and out.
Steph, here we go. Steph, you might be a redneck if during your wedding, when you kissed the bride, your John Deere hat fell off. Or you might be a redneck if during your wedding, when you kissed the bride, your daddy whistled. Or you might be a redneck if during your wedding, when you kissed the bride, she coughed. All right, so what is the deal? Is that John Goodman in this commercial?
This is it, yeah.
Is that John Goodman?
It is. And it's called Slot Man. Slot Mania. Oh, God, that's even funnier.
Slotomania.
Here we go.
My life is awesome, but it wasn't always that way.
What? Yeah, this is it.
Dark places. Wasting my days pressing buttons, or more like depressing buttons. But then, one day, I thought to myself, yeah, another slow, boring. Wait, what's it? Slotomania? Finally, excitement! Slotomania makes every day.
Can you see why I wouldn't be sure?
Yeah. Spin,
yeah.
A new free slot game, a huge jackpot win, or even a new friend for life. Never knowing what's coming. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is excitement. So yeah, my life is awesome. Download Slotomania now, the #1 free slot game, and find out what will today spin.
Yeah, so now you understand my confusion. I wasn't sure. It looked kind of like John Goodman, but I wasn't sure.
Man, I'm going to have nightmares about that thing.
All right, anyway, so you might be a redneck if during your wedding, when you kissed the bride, or let's say groom, your John Deere hat fell off, your daddy whistled, or she coughed. Did Steph answer? She's thinking B. Does that mean that's your answer?
I believe so.
So your daddy whistled. Okay, so Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if during your wedding, when you kissed the bride, your John Deere hat fell off. But you still get to move three. Still get to move 3 spaces.
Needs the TV, yeah. Oh, dumb luck.
And fly swatter. She needs fly swatter as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Dumb luck card.
All right, dumb luck card. Go to Uncle. Go to Uncle Junior's Recliner Liquidators. If you need a recliner, pick yourself the prettiest one. If you already have a recliner, give it back to Uncle Junior.
Yeah, I did. All right. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
I'm surprised it doesn't say Uncle Daddy.
Uncle Daddy.
All right, Valdo. Here you go. You might be a redneck if every vehicle you own has a winch, or you might be a redneck if your motorcycle has a winch. Or you might be a redneck if your mom has a winch.
Yeah. Or your mom is a winch.
That's cruel.
Unusual.
Okay. All right. Yeah, see, okay. I'm going to go with every vehicle you own has a winch, because I think going straight to your mom has a winch, that's not a joke, because you'd have to set that up with something completely else, because why would that be funny? Unless you were talking about winches to begin with.
Okay.
So I'm definitely talking about, yeah.
All right, Jeff Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if every vehicle you own has a winch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that'd be 5 spaces for Valdo.
What do I need? I need the jerky and I need the dog, right? So I just need to go out and back in to the jerky. Yeah, come towards me. That way, yep. To go out. And then into the jerky.
That's me.
Wait. Here or here?
Yeah, that one. There you go. Yeah, baby.
This is so damn confusing. Okay. This might be the final round. Amanda, here you go. You might be a redneck if you've ever waved at traffic from your front porch wearing nothing but your underwear. You might be a redneck if you've ever waved at traffic from your front porch wearing a Santa suit. Or you might be a redneck if you've ever waved at traffic from your front porch wearing a big foam finger.
These are good. These are all good.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm going with underwear.
Underwear.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with underwear.
All right.
So
what
the
do
other
you,
night I had to go out and adjust the sprinklers because the lawnmower guy was there, and I was in my underwear and a white T-shirt, and and I just found my flip flops. I literally went out there in my underwear and flip flops and a white T-shirt.
That does not surprise me,
front
Brett.
yard.
Does not surprise me. Does not. Amanda says A. That would be underwear. So Foxworthy says you might be a redneck if you've ever waved at traffic from your front porch wearing nothing but your underwear. That is.
There it is.
That is 4. Right?
Yeah. No,
That
that's
makes-
mine.
It's just one.
You just gave that to me.
Oh, whatever.
It goes over in the far corner. Nope. That it's over the. Yeah, there you go.
And is that for the win?
That's for the win. Congratulations, Amanda.
Man, insane.
Yeah, congratulations.
Amanda.
There we go.
So
All
what
the
does
way
she
through
win,
it. That's
JV?
pretty cool.
What does she win? She wins a random record Brit Boogie, but we can't play music, so we'll just hum for you. You ready?
That's still music. You'll get dinged for it.
No, I'll hum a non-distinguishable tune.
Wait.
Chips.
I got something. Hang on. Wait. Let me see if this works. It's not music per se.
The hell is that? Oh yeah, that's music. You'll get dinged for that.
That's Creedence.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you're gonna get dinged for that.
Oh my God. Was it Yanni does Creedence? The best of Creedence?
No. It's even cooler than that.
Zamfir does
Right,
the best of Creedence?
Let me see
Show
if
the
I can get
show,
it on
show
the,
the screen.
I can get it on the
Change the camera.
here. This is what it is.
What the hell?
That's computer.
I don't understand what's happening though.
All those sounds are
Oh,
coming out of those old hard drives and disk drives.
Seriously?
The way
Yeah.
the way they're moving, they're making a tone, and he's using it to make the music. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. How the fuck did he figure that out?
That is, I mean, if that's actually what's happening here, that is quite crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
So I was looking for something that was music that wasn't really music.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that gets caught. Now,
Yeah, it
granted,
will.
that's a YouTube
Well,
video,
so far we haven't been
YouTube-
pulled off of YouTube, so I'm
Right.
thinking that we might survive.
Leeches.
Yeah, I needed music.
What is
That's an old floppy drive.
Oh wait. I did that wrong.
Yeah, we're still
Yes,
up.
yes, you did.
All right. That's kind of our Thanksgiving special there.
Oh, is it Thanksgiving? That's
Well,
right.
it was yesterday.
Still in the comment on it.
What's that, Valdo?
It kind of was yesterday,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. It's an old floppy drive. Look at that. Somebody knew. Somebody
You
actually
load up
knew.
Warzone there, Baldo?
I haven't. I have it though, or I can get it, and it will actually run on the Mac, which would be interesting to see.
Oh, well, Britt and I have been playing a lot of Warzone here. We could use a third.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I need someone to help keep JV alive.
Help keep me alive? You mean when I have to
Yeah.
go and rescue you all the time?
Yeah,
You need someone to
basically,
cover
yeah, I
me
need someone
while I'm rescuing you?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
stand in front of both of you, and
Yeah, basically.
that's fine. I can do that.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and I'm glad you were all able to join us here tonight and do this. We had a little bit of fun. We're trying to kind of ease into a holiday weekend here, but I know most people are kind of holiday plans are a little bit different than this year than most people are used to. I think so.
Not for me.
No,
We had 37 people at my mom's house, and we fucking what it was like normal.
And your neighbors didn't call the police on you?
2 of the neighbors were over with us, actually.
That's the way to do it. That's right.
Yeah, I'm behind you. I'm behind the orange curtain. We don't play that game.
When you have a party in your neighborhood, you make sure you invite the neighbors, because then they won't call the police when it gets noisy. That's the way to work it. That's the magic right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the magic.
Pretty much everybody washed their hands when they came in, hand sanitized, and yeah. But we had a great time.
Good.
Great turkey too.
Good.
Ate a lot of food. Holy crap.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have any great pearls of wisdom that we need to add before we call this one for the books? No?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
More black and white movies.
Yeah, they're fun, right? Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. I mean,
there's a lot. Oh my God, JV, you got to find Reefer Madness.
Oh, I know. I have Reefer Madness. I've got it.
Okay. Yeah, we got to do Reefer
I've got
Madness.
it right on the disc in front of me, in fact.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. Valdo, do you remember when you and I watched that the first time?
I do.
Oh, my God.
And you were high as a kite?
No, we weren't. Well, I wasn't. I don't remember what we were watching it on, but we sat and we were like, what the hell is this?
We heard about it. We have to watch it now.
It was so funny.
It's so much more funny
like
when
a
you're
Friday
high.
night video thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it may have been like USA Up All Night or one of those deals back then.
What it was.
Yeah. Wow, with Rhonda Shear.
Yeah.
Up all night.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. All right, guys. Listen, thank you to everybody. Love you all. Thanks for being here for us as we kind of interrupted your holiday weekend, but we appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Maybe, I don't know what's going on tomorrow night. Maybe not, depending on how things play out, but maybe we'll be able to do something.
Reefer Madness.
Yeah, we might be able to do Reefer Madness tomorrow night. Yeah, that might be fun. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great night. So long. I'm trying.
Oh God!
Play it, damn it!
I am trying. It's just not cooperating. That's all.
That new SSD you installed.
Yes, it is. There it is.
God dang!
No problems up front, all at the end.
Oh boy.